3-year-old Indian girl raped on 6th anniversary of brutal Delhi gang rape. On the 6th anniversary of a brutal gang rape that became a worldwide symbol of the dangers faced by women and girls, a 40-year-old man was accused of raping his 3-year-old neighbor in New Delhi. The suspect allegedly lured the child out of her home with candy to an abandoned house down the road while her parents weren't home, and then left her unconscious on the side of the road when he was finished with her.
Holy, wait, raped? She was 3 years old?
That is correct. She is 3 years old and she is currently fighting for her life. She is.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and he was attacked by locals. He was arrested, and he was. I couldn't find what his injuries were, but I could find that he was treated for his injuries.
Oh yeah, this is an older story. This is the story. This is the news right now because this is the 6th anniversary of the brutal gang rape, and they're turning.
No.
Oh.
No, this is new.
Oh, this is new. But this happened on the anniversary.
Correct. 6 years ago, there was a 23-year-old raped, I believe, by 6 men on a bus, and she actually died of her.
So this happened right on that anniversary, and this thing that happened 6 years ago. This woman turned into a symbol to fight against the rape culture in India. And again, goodbye to a lot of our Indian fans. But when I say rape culture in India, I hope some of you are not as sensitive so that you could stay. But
if that offends anybody and they want to leave because they're offended because we're against rape culture, then I mean,
no. But India has a huge rape culture problem, and again, a lot of the apologists, a lot of the people, as soon as you say that, they're like, "Oh, but what about other countries?" Okay, yeah, other countries have rape problems as well, but so does India. India has a huge rape culture problem. Stop pointing at other countries to excuse the problem that you have in your own country, please.
Right. When it comes to women and young girls and children being sexually assaulted, India is at the top of the list.
Yes,
I mean
it is, and also there are a lot of people in India. There are a lot of activists in India that are trying to fight this, and they're part of the solution, and they're trying to do that. Trying to support women and trying to reduce this, and the people that are trying to defend the name of the country by denying these statistics, you're not doing your country any favor, and you are standing in the way of the activists inside your own country. So good job doing that, I guess. So when did this happen exactly? This 3-year-old. Why was this? Why a 3-year? This is like, was this a superstitious thing? Like they were trying to achieve something, or was this just like, what was this?
This was last Sunday. I don't believe that. I don't believe that it was tied to the anniversary. I don't think it had anything to do with it. I just think that's purely circumstantial. But yeah, the security guard. He was a security guard who lived on the ground floor of their house. So they lived up above him. Lured her out of the home with candy to an abandoned house while her parents weren't home. So this is somebody who her parents were entrusting to keep their child and their property safe, and he waited for the parents to leave.
So 6 men agreed.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Okay, sorry. The 6 men were the anniversary. This one was just by one person.
Correct.
Is she gonna?
Yes.
Is she has a chance of recovery?
She has very, very severe injuries. From the last I could see was that she had undergone surgery, but that she's still under very close observation, and she's not by any means out of the woods, so to speak.
Wait, what happened to that lady that was abused by 6 men? By 6 men. Okay, 6 men. This is very numbers are confused. So by 6 men 6 years ago, did she recover?
Yes. No, she did not. She died from her injuries. It was a very brutal raping, very brutal gang raping, and she was dubbed Nirbhaya was the name that they gave her, which means fearless.
So if she didn't survive that, imagine like a 3-year-old. Now this is a 3-year-old. Imagine what she must be dealing with. Holy fuck! Ugh, God damn it, this is disgusting.
And at the same time, I understand that the culture is different and that the necessities are different. but leaving a 3-year-old at home by themselves.
No, they left it. No, don't blame them. They left her with somebody they trusted.
No, but they didn't leave her with him. She was in.
Oh,
in
she was
her
just by herself.
home,
Okay, but
she lived above
but I
him.
feel bad already. So bad for the parents. I don't know if we should do this to the I don't know. I hope. I mean, the parents are probably in hell right now. I don't know. I understand that they shouldn't leave a child alone, but it just feels so bad for them that I don't even want to lecture them on anything like that. But I also read that before the arrest, the accused was somebody attacked.
Yes, the locals attacked him. They knew right away who did it, and everybody who lived in that building and around that building who knew the security guard attacked him.
And they beat him up or something?
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him.
Now I'm gonna lose a lot of people in the live chat because I don't support mob justice. I don't support vigilante justice. I don't support mob justice. This guy should be arrested and get due process. I mean, if you support this, what if he was like, what if somebody pointed their finger to the wrong person and all of a sudden everybody assumed wrong who was the rapist and somebody got beat?
I believe that some crimes of passion are justifiable, and I believe that this is just a crime of passion. No. This is something that
due process. I always support due process. You're gonna get innocent people, and a lot of shit. Yeah. A lot of innocent people are gonna suffer if you don't always support due process. Innocent people. There's a difference between there's a difference between civilized countries and countries that don't have the rule of law, and that one of those main things are due process. Due process all the way. People should get their justice. Justice should be served, but please don't let them mob. Crimes of passion. That's basically their. How many people suffer?
So do you think that? So do you think that imprisonment is a good punishment for this?
Here's the thing: the justice system is not meant. The purpose of the justice system is not to satisfy your urge for revenge. The purpose of the justice system is to protect the society from harm. Right? So whether if we put people in prison or if we whatever the punishment is to protect the society, not to make me feel better that somebody's being harmed or somebody's feeling pain because I want them to feel pain. That's not the point of the justice system. You know what I mean? If your thirst for revenge is supposed to be if that's what the point of the justice system is, then a lot of people, then they're going to go to the Bible, an eye for an eye, and less people are going to be protected if that's what the purpose of the justice system is. People this, capital punishment, not capital punishment. Should we torture them, not torture them? Imprisonment, that's, everybody's thinking about how much pain they could cause somebody because they want to see somebody suffering because they made other people suffer. To me, the justice system.
What do you think imprisonment is?
No, that's not the point of the imprisonment. The imprisonment is that the point of imprisonment is to isolate somebody that is harmful to the society from society.
No, you're wrong. The whole point in prison, the whole point in prison, and any prison will tell you, the whole point of a prison is to rehabilitate the prisoner and recondition him to go back into the outside world. They're not there to.
So actually, you made my point even more. So you separate them from the society when they're harmful to the society, and you release them back to society when they're not harmful to society. The point is not to make them suffer so that the mob gets to feel better about somebody being harmed. The whole point is to reduce suffering, not to respond to suffering with suffering. But I know a lot of people. Yeah, go on.
Couldn't you argue that by removing somebody from the Earth's population that would potentially cause more harm to more people than just her, that taking him out would justify it because you're actually saving potential lives?
I would say that. I'm just saying, as long as that's your goal, right? As long as you could show that it would do it. Like if you think we need to kill this person because this person is going to make other people suffer, and you could show that killing this person, like let's say taking out a terrorist, right, or something like that. If you could show that, then you're like, yeah, go ahead and take him out because you're going to reduce suffering. But if you say that we're going to take him out because he deserves it, well, that's not the point of why we have a government. That shouldn't be the point of why we have a government. But I understand, again, people are like, oh, I mean, if you were the father of this child, you would think differently. Of course I would feel differently, because we are also, right. We're not just logical. I mean, if you talk, the demands I have from the government, the amount of expectation I have from a government is different from the expectation I have from the mother of a child that was raped, that was killed. Obviously, you don't have to say, if a mother wants somebody to suffer because they saw their child suffer, I see why they want that. That's not the expectation that you have from the government. Is different than the expectation that you have from people that have their loved ones hurt. Again, different. I'm talking about what you expect from a civilized society, not talking about somebody that has suffered so much. I'm pretty sure a lot of people disagree with me, but this is what enlightenment values are for. But go on.
So I think it's important to clarify that there was verifiable evidence that this guy was guilty. So it's not like that they were just, it was like it wasn't a witch hunt by any means. So,
I'd rather trust a judge a judge to tell me what the verifiable evidence is than a mob.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you saw something happen with your own eyes, something horrible like this to your own child, and you saw the mob, which also saw it happen, engage in violence with this guy, would you have a hard time not engaging?
Of course we have a hard time, because we're not just logical, we're emotional. I'm going to hate that person, and I probably might even enjoy seeing him suffer. The thing is that...
Would you be justified?
No, because what I'm hoping is that we have a system that adjusts for our emotion, okay? Because we are emotional creatures. I might be guilty of enjoying seeing somebody that has been such a shitty person. I can't stop. I'm a human. We desire fairness. Part of that desire, part of that biological desire, is to see some people that cause suffering to suffer. But the thing is that we created systems that are better than our biological desires. We have created systems that work, and we want to make sure that we don't use our emotions, and we use these systems instead. And even if I see that with my own eyes, I don't want to support a different system. I don't want to support mob justice. I want to say, like, yes, I know that this happened, but I don't want to set a precedent that lets the court of public opinion decide the fate of this man. I want to let the court of law decide the fate of this man.
And I agree completely. I believe that the best discourse for this is to find somebody who is well versed in this, somebody who knows the law, somebody who can actually investigate it fully. But the problem lies in between the time that the act is committed to the time that the justice is delivered by the legislative system, or by the judicial system. Then you have all that time to account for people acting out with crimes of passion on emotions, because emotion isn't like legislature. You can't set emotion off to the side for a while and think rationally. Emotional responses are irrational for the most part. And so, I mean, to say that you wouldn't engage in it yourself, I think, I don't know. I have a really hard time believing in that, because even if somebody,
I might not. If it was my daughter, I might have not been able to control myself, right? But I'm just saying, I'm thankful. But you would be
justified in it. But
I'm thankful that
justified
doesn't make it right. Yeah, okay. But I don't know if I don't know. But I'm gonna read the top comments. The top comment says, I bet there would be less rape if the penalty for rape was losing the tools you use to rape. But no, that's inhumane. Yeah, it is inhumane. That's the top comment. I disagree with you, because you're basically trying to respond to a human rights violations with another human rights violation. That usually, that's basically a biblical eye for an eye, and it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. This is why we see in the most advanced, in the most civilized countries, that's not how you do it, and it has even if you really want to see that, it doesn't end well. It doesn't work. Sorry. The second top comment is, I think it's from India, based on the name. I might be wrong. It says this country is an embarrassment to humanity. I don't think so. I think India has a lot of problems, but India on average also has contributed a lot to humanity. I hope that just you don't say that you're embarrassed for things that you didn't do yourself just because you happen to be born in the same country. I am very much against being proud of things that your country did just because you were born in the same country, unless you had actually something to do with it. But I'm also against you being embarrassed for stuff that your country did, unless you actually did have something to do with it. If you were not responsible for any action, don't feel pride in it, and don't be embarrassed by it either. India is an embarrassment to the humanity. No, India is right now a hub of technology. I mean, they have a space program for fuck's sake, but just because they have a lot of good things to offer to the world, we shouldn't dismiss all the shitty things that are happening as well. Kamal is saying we are an embarrassment to the 21st century. No, this guy is specifically an embarrassment to the first century. Don't collectively blame the entire country. It's one thing to to say India has a problem and admit that that's a problem in India that needs addressing. A lot of people ignore that because they have too much national pride. That's wrong. But it's also an extreme other end to blame the entire freaking country for it.
Atheists around the world are choosing to give voice to their opinions and no longer hide their lack of religious beliefs. In some cases, this public declaration of atheism can lead to backlash from friends and family. In other areas, it can even be physically dangerous to admit to atheism. Atheist Republic wants to give atheists a louder voice. Let's show them that we're listening, no matter which language they speak. If we reach 500 patrons, we will be able to translate our shows into Arabic, Spanish, Persian, Portuguese, Malay, Bengali, Urdu, Hindi, and other languages. Help us get there at patreon.com/atheistrepublic.